Hey, boys and girls, and welcome back. This week we're going to be reading the story, The Night Tree. With this story, we've got a new set of vocabulary words or fancy words. Let's go ahead and look at these words. Our first word is the word bundle. Bundle. Bundle means wrapped tightly in blankets. Bundle. Our next vocabulary word or fancy word is the word scramble. Scramble means climb over. Scramble. Our next vocabulary word or fancy word is the word spattered. Spattered means speckled with small drops. Spattered, speckled with small drops. The next vocabulary word or fancy word is the word lantern. Lantern is a light covered by glass that can be carried by a handle. A light covered by glass that can be carried by a handle. Lantern. The next fancy word is the word creatures. Creatures means living beings or animals. Creatures, living beings or animals. Our next fancy word or vocabulary word is the word admire. Admire means to be impressed or adore. To be impressed or adore. Hoping. Hoping means expecting, wishing. Hoping. Hibernate means to spend the winter in an inactive condition, sleeping through the winter. Hibernate, to spend the winter in an inactive condition, sleeping through the winter. Our next vocabulary word or fancy word is the word gather. Gather means to come together. Gather, to come together. And our last vocabulary word or fancy word for this story is the word lopsided. Lopsided means leaning to one side. Again, boys and girls, these are our fancy words or our vocabulary words that go along with our story, The Tree. Now, as I'm reading the story, I would like for you to sit up big and tall and listen. When you hear one of my fancy words or vocabulary words, please give me a thumbs up so that I know you heard one of my words. Let's get ready to read. The Night Tree by Eve Bunting. On the night before Christmas, we always go to find our tree. We bundle up so we're warm. Nina is already wearing her boots that are too big for her. She has been wearing them all day. Dad sets our box on the back of the truck with the rest of his stuff and the four of us squish in the front seat. We drive through the bright Christmas streets to where the dark and quiet begin. Nina is almost asleep on Mom's lap when we stop. Are we there? I ask, and Dad says yes and rolls down the windows so we can smell the tree smell. We scramble out. There are oaks growing here and alders and maples that are bare now and white in the moonshine. The pines and the spruces and the firs are green. This is called Luke's Forest, but Dad says it's not really a forest. It's just a nice forgotten place where our town ends. Dad goes first on the path between the trees, carrying our box in the big red lantern. Mom and Nina go next, holding hands. I come last with the blanket. It hasn't snowed yet. It's so cold and my breath hurts. The sky is spattered with stars, and the moon, big as a basketball, slides in and out between the treetops. Dad's lantern sweeps ahead. Look, he whispers. We stop. A deer is watching us. I see the brightness of his eyes. Then it turns and it is gone. Here's our tree, Dad says. It has been our tree forever and ever. We walk around it, touching it. It's grown since last year, I say. Mom puts her hand on my shoulder. So have you. So have I, Nina says. Nina hates to be left out. An owl hoots deep in the darkness. There are all secrets around us. Can I put on the popcorn chain? Nina asks. She hops up and down and right out of one of her boots. Mom helps her get it back on. Nina takes one end of the chain and I take the other, and we wind it around our tree. We've brought apples and tangerines with strings on them, and we hang them from the branches. It's hard to string loops when you have gloves on, but it's too cold to take them off. For weeks we've been making balls of sunflower seeds and pressed millet and honey. We hang those too. We scatter shelled nuts and breadcrumbs and pieces of apple underneath for the little creatures who can't climb very well. Our tree looks so pretty. Mom says I should spread the blankets so we can sit and admire our tree. She has brought a thermos of hot chocolate. I take off my gloves and toast my hands around my warm cup. Dad turns off the lantern and we stay quiet, hoping some of the little animals will come while we're here, hoping the deer will come back. But it doesn't. It's shy, Dad says. I'm shy too, Nina tells him. Before we leave, she and I get to choose a Christmas carol to sing. I choose, "Oh Come All Ye Faithful." Nina chooses, "Old MacDonald Had a Farm." That's not a Christmas song, silly, I tell her, but Mom says it's fine and a very nice song too. We sing fast because there are a lot of verses and it's getting colder. After the last E-I-E-I-O, we gather up our things and head for the truck. I look back once. Our tree has folded itself into the darkness, but I think I can still see it, stars caught in its branches and the moon swinging lopsided on top. Nina gets tired, and Dad has to wrap her in the blanket and carry her. I carry her boots. Later in bed, I think about our tree, and sometimes next day, when the aunts and the uncles and cousins are at our house and it's noisy and happy, I let my mind go back to Luke's forest. I think of the birds having Christmas dinner and the squirrels and the possums and the raccoons and the skunks. There might even be a bear because Dad says bears don't really sleep all winter if one's going to wake up. I just bet it would wake up for Christmas. Maybe a fox has come, stepping on its thin, sharp paws, and they're all there together singing their own Christmas songs on Christmas Day around our tree. Boys and girls, I sure hope you enjoyed our story, The Night Tree. Again, if you have listened to our story, you should have heard some of our fancy words. That is all for today, and I can't wait to see you all again soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye.